Hello and welcome to Neat Prodigy. Today I will be reading Chemistry, Class 11, Chapter 2, Structure of Atom. The existence of atom has been proposed since the time of Greek early Indian and Greek philosopher 1400 BC who were of the view that atoms are the fundamental building blocks of matter. According to them, the continued subdivisions of matter would ultimately yield atom, which would not be further divisible. The word atom has been derived from a Greek word atomio, which means uncuttable or undivisible. The, these earlier ideas were mere speculation and there were no way to test them experimentally. These ideas remained dormant for a very long time and were revived again by the scientists in the 19th century. The atomic theory of matter was first proposed on a firm scientific basis by John Dalton, a British school teacher in 1808. His theory, called Dalton's atomic theory, regarded the atom as the ultimate particle of matter, Unit 1. In this unit, we shall start with the experimental observations made by scientists towards the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. These established that atoms can be further divided into subatomic particles, that is, electron, proton, and neutron, a concept very different from that of Dalton. The major problem before the scientists at that time were to account the stability of an atom, that the discovery of subatom particle, to compare the behavior of one element from the other in terms of both physical and chemical properties, to explain the formation of different kinds of molecule by the combination of different atoms, and to understand the origin and nature of the characteristics of electromagnetic radiation absorbed and emitted by electrons. 2.1 Subatomic particles. Dalton's atomic theory was able to explain the law of conservation of mass, law of constant composition, and law of multiple proportion very successfully. However, it failed to explain the results of many experiments. For example, it was known that substances like glass and ebonite, when rubbed with silk or fur, generates electricity. Many different kinds of subatomic particles were discovered in the 20th century. However, in this section, we will talk only about two particles, namely electron and proton. 2.1.1 Discovery of electron. In 1830, Michael Faraday showed that if electricity is passed through a solution of an electrolyte, chemical reaction occurred at the electrodes, which resulted in the liberation and deposition of matters at the electrode. He formulated certain law which you will study in class 12th. These results suggested that the particulate matters of electricity. An insight into the structure of atom was obtained from the experiment on electrical discharge through gases. Before we discuss these results, we need to keep in mind the basic rules regarding the behavior of charged particles. Like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. In mid 1850s, many scientists, mainly Faraday, began to study electrical discharge in partially evacuated tubes known as cathode ray tubes. It was depicted in figure 2.1. A cathode ray tube is made up of glass containing two thin pieces of metal called electrode sealed in it. The electrical discharge through the glass could be observed only at very low pressure and at very high voltage. The pressure of different gases could be adjusted by evacuation. When a sufficiently high voltage is applied across the electrode, current start flowing stream of particles moving in a tube from a negative electrode cathode to positive electrode anode. These were called cathode rays or cathode ray particles. The flow of current from cathode to anode was further checked by making a hole in the anode and coating the tube with anode behind anode with fluorescent material like zinc sulfide. When these rays, after passing through anode, strike the zinc sulfide coating, a bright spot on the coating was developed. Things happen on television set. The result of these experiments were summarized below. First, the cathode rays start from cathode and move towards the anode. These rays themselves are not visible, but their behavior can be observed with the help of certain kind of material, fluorescent or phosphorescent, which glows when hits them. Television picture tube are cathode ray tubes, and television picture result due to the fluorescence on the television screen coated with certain fluorescent and phosphorescent material. In the absence of electrical and magnetic field, these rays travel in straight line. Fourth, in the presence of electrical or magnetic field, the behavior of cathode ray are similar to that expected from negatively charged particles, suggesting that the cathode rays consist of negatively charged particle called electrons. Fifth, the characteristics of the cathode ray electrons do not depend upon the material of the cathode electrode and the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube. Thus, we can conclude that electrons are the basic constituent of all the atoms. 2.1.2 Charge to mass ratio. In 1897, British physicist J.J. Thomson measured the ratio of electrical charge E and the mass of electron Me by using cathode ray tube and applying electrical and magnetic field perpendicular to each other as well as to the path of the electron. Figure 2.2. Thomson argued that the amount of deviation in the particle from their path in the presence of electrical and magnetic field depends upon first the magnitude of the negative charge on the particle, greater the interaction with the electric or magnetic field, thus greater deflection. Second, the mass of the particle, lighter the particle, greater the deflection. Third, the strength of the electric or magnetic field. The deflection of an electron from its original path increases with the increase in the voltage across the electrode or the strength of the magnetic field. When only electric field is applied, the electron deviates from its path and hits the cathode ray tube at point A. Similarly, when only magnetic field is applied, electron strikes the cathode ray at point C. By carefully balancing the electrical and magnetic field strength, it is possible to bring back the electron to the path followed as in the absence of electric and magnetic field, and they hit the screen at point B. By carrying out an accurate measurements, the amount of deflection observed by the electron in an electric field strength or magnetic field strength, Thomson was able to determine the value of E by ME as 1.758820 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kg. When Me is the mass of where Me is the mass of an electron in kg and E is the magnitude of the charge of electron in coulomb. Since electron is negatively charged, the charge on an electron is minus E. 2.1.3 Charge on an electron. R. A. Millikan devised a method known as oil drop experiment to determine the charge on an electron. He found that the charge on an electron to be minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. The present accepted value of electrical charge is minus 1.6022 into 10 to the power minus 19. The mass of the electron Me was determined by combining the results of Thomson's value E by M and ratio. So the mass of an electron is 9.1094 into 10 to the power minus 31. 2.1.4 Discovery of proton and neutrons. Electrical discharge carried out in a modified cathode ray led to the discovery of particle carrying positive charge, also known as canal ray. The characteristics of the positively charged particles are listed below. First, unlike cathode ray, the positively charged particle depend upon the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube. These are simply the positively charged gaseous ion. Second, the charge to mass ratio of the particle is found to depend upon the gas from which these originate. Third, some of the positively charged particle carry a multiple of fundamental units of electrical charge. Fourth, the behavior of these particles in the magnetic and electric field is opposite to that of the observed for electrical or cathode ray. The smallest and the lightest positive ion was obtained from hydrogen and and was called proton. The positively charged particle was characterized in 1919. Later, a need was felt for the presence of electrically neutral particle as one of the constituent of atom. These particles were discovered by Chadwick by bombarding a thin sheet of beryllium with alpha particle. When electrically neutral particles having a mass slightly greater than that of a proton was emitted, he named these particles as neutrons. The important property of these fundamental particles are given in the table 2.1. 2.2 Atomic model. Observations obtained from the experiment mentioned in the previous section have suggested that Dalton's indivisible atom is composed of subatomic particles carrying positive and negative charge. Different atomic models were proposed to explain the distribution of these charged particles in an atom, although some of these models were not able to explain the stability of atoms. Two of these models, proposed by J. Thomson and Ernest Rutherford, were discussed below. 2.2.1 Thomson model of atom. J. Thomson in 1898 proposed that an atom possesses a spherical shape, radius approximately 10 to the power minus 10 meter, in which the positive charge is uniformly distributed. The electrons are embedded in such a manner as to give the most stable electrostatic arrangement. Many different names were given to these model. For example, plum pudding model, raisin model, or watermelon. This model can be visualized as a pudding or a watermelon of positive charge with a plum or seeds electrons embedded in it. An important feature of this model is that the mass of the atom is assumed to be uniformly distributed over the atom. Although this model was able to explain the overall neutrality of an atom, but was consistent with the result later but was not consistent with the result of later experiment. Thomson was awarded Nobel Prize for Physics in 1906 for his theoretical and experimental investigation on the conduction of electricity by gas. 2.2.2 Rutherford's nuclear model of an atom. Rutherford and his Hans students bombarded very thin gold foil with alpha particle. Rutherford's famous alpha particle scattering experiment is represented in the figure 2.2. A stream of high energy alpha particle of radioactive source were directed at a thin foil thickness 100 nm of gold metal. The thin gold foil had a circular fluorescent zinc sulfide screen around it. Whenever alpha particles struck the screen, a tiny flash of light was produced at that point. The results of the scattering experiment were quite unexpected. According to Thomson's model of atom, the mass of each atom in the foil should have been spread evenly over the entire atom, and alpha particles have enough energy to pass directly through such a uniform distribution of mass. It was expected that the particle would slow down and change direction only by small angle as they pass through the foil. It was observed that most of the alpha particle passed through the gold foil undeflected. A small fraction of alpha particle were deflected by small angle. A very few particle, 1 in 20,000, bounced back. That is were deflected by nearly 180 degree. On the basis of the observation, Rutherford drew the following conclusion regarding the structure of an atom. First, most of the space in an atom is empty as most of the alpha particle pass through the foil undeflected. A few positively charged alpha particles were undeflected. The deflection must be due to the enormous repulsion force, showing that the positive charge of an atom is not spread throughout the atom as Thomson has presumed. The positive charge has to be concentrated in a very small volume that repelled and deflected the positive charged alpha particle. Calculation of the Rutherford shows that the volume occupied by the nucleus is negligible small as compared to the total volume of an atom. The radius of an atom is about 10 to the power minus 10, while the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. One can appreciate the difference of the size by realizing that if a cricket ball represents a nucleus, then the radius of an atom would be about 5 kilometer. On the basis of the above observations and conclusion, Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of an atom after the discovery of proton. According to this model, the positive charge and most of the mass of an atom were densely concentrated in extreme small region. This very small portion of an atom is called the nucleus by Rutherford. Second, the nucleus is surrounded by electron that moves around the nucleus with a very high speed in a circular path called orbit. Thus, Rutherford's model of an atom resembles that solar system in which the nucleus plays the role of sun and the electrons are revolving planets. Third, electrons and the nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of attraction. 2.2.3 Atomic number and atomic mass. From here, we will continue in the next video. So, we have covered all the experiments that took place in this video. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel.